I recently went away for a week's fishing vacation, and when I came back, my wife greeted me with a big, "You look terrible!" I was stunned. I was trying to think, how could I respond? But then she said, "Oh, now you're touching it." Yes, the beard. It's been a source of contention in the Keefe household, just as it's a source of contention in a lot of households, in a lot of businesses, and throughout the ages across nations. But there are historical, economic, and medical reasons why a beard is the preferred choice. Let's start with historical. Come back with me in time to when the beard was first invented. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. It wasn't invented. That's the natural state of a human man to have a beard. All right, then. Let's just go back a little ways to maybe 3,000 years ago when a man took a couple of shells and started plucking the hairs off his cheek. We don't know why. Maybe he just had a lot of time on his hands. Maybe he just wanted to see what was underneath. But what we do know is that somebody liked the look. And so other men started looking for shells and started plucking the hairs off of their cheeks. And the world became divided between men with beards and men who were clean shaven. Now that division has often been linked to religious practices. The ancient Israelites were told not to shave their beards, particularly not the corners, so that they would look distinct and separate from their neighbors. Some followers of Islam honor the Prophet Muhammad by growing a beard and trimming the mustache, just as he did. And here in this country, the tradition among some Amish is for unmarried men to be clean-shaven, and then once they get married, to grow a beard. So in that community, a beard is code for, Amish ladies, hands off! There are historical reasons for beards. There are economic reasons. How many women think nothing of going into a beauty salon and spending $50 to $100 or more getting this hair shaped, curled, dyed, fried, and otherwise modified? And why? To look different. I look different. And the cost? $0. I just stopped shaving. And yet shortly after doing that, someone came up to me and said, "Tom, have you been losing weight? Your face looks so much thinner." Someone else came back and said, "Wow, Tom, that beard really makes you look distinguished." A third person came up to me recently and said, "Hey, Colonel Sanders, nice goatee. I want some Kentucky Fried Chicken." Now that person is bald and clean-shaven, so I think he's jealous, especially when he thinks about how much money I save. See, there's economic reasons for saving and for growing a beard. Think about what I'm not spending on shaving cream and razor blades. The other piece is, there's a cost beyond the money and the cost of those razor blades. Where do those millions of razor blades end up? In a landfill somewhere. A beard, clearly, is the green choice. There are economic reasons for having a beard. And there's medical reasons as well. I went to college with a man named Marcel Bright. And Marcel usually had a beard. The first time I saw him clean-shaven, I asked, "Marcel, what happened?" He had all these bumps over his face. Some of them were oozing pus. Turns out that Marcel has this really thick, curly beard. And when he shaved, some of those hairs curled back into his face, and some became infected. So for him, it was a medical benefit not to shave. 94% of American men begin shaving by the age of 15. 74% of us shave every day. That means that by the age of 45, we've had 10,000 opportunities for nicks, cuts, separations, lacerations, all those things that happen when you put a sharp instrument, a razor blade, into the hand of a drowsy, half-awake man. There are some men that have skin conditions, burns, scars. By growing a beard and covering that, they improve their self-esteem. And so a beard in those cases is a good thing. So there are medical reasons for having a beard. And if those reasons, the historical, the economic, and the medical, don't convince you, let's look at the photographic evidence, shall we? We're going to share some pictures of men with beards and without beards. And then we will let you all decide. Abraham Lincoln, widely seen as one of our greatest presidents. W.E.B. Du Bois, historian, civil rights activist, author. Ulysses S. Grant, Civil War general, U.S. president. Sigmund Freud, groundbreaking psychiatrist. And finally, Jerry Garcia. Let's look at some men who were clean-shaven. Starting with Abraham Lincoln, when he was young, early in his career, and lost just about every election he went into. David Berkowitz, son of Sam, serial killer. Hannibal Lecter. Hello, Clarice. And of course, Rod Blagojevich. Now, am I saying that being clean-shaven makes somebody untrustworthy? Maybe dishonest? Possibly psychotic? Of course not. Those traits are on the inside. What makes us people is not what we carry or don't carry on our face. And so I ask you to stop looking on the outside. So on the topic of beards, we stop splitting hairs.